So I hope participants, you all have filled their quiz. So welcome back. We are at the fourth session of the day, and just starting the session, I want to tell you about the asset. You know what assets you have, that is categorized into two parts. That is one of the intangible assets, and second is tangible assets. So intellectual property is a term that is that will ma'am will discuss about IPR, intellectual properties, patent, copyrights, and trademarks, so many things. These kind of things will ma'am will discuss in this session. So intellectual property is a term that describes a number of distinct types of intangible assets. And IP protection allows the right holders to exclude other from interfering with the using with the property rights in a specific way. So the main forms of IP are patents, copyrights, trademarks, or trade secrets. Each type of IP protection is different, varying in the subject matter that can be covered here in this session. So before starting the session, I will introduce the ma'am. She has already taken a session, so it's not much needed to introduce her. You already aware, but I just brief about her. She is an academician and have a postgraduate in business administration. She has a corporate experience as well as substantial academic experience. The core area of her expertise include human resource management, resource and marketing, and so many things. She has a strong philosophy of teaching and knowledge of many different methods to motivate students to develop their expertise in specific areas. So today she will discuss on the all about patents, copyright, trademarks. So please, ma'am, start the session.
Good evening to all of you. We are meeting once again in this
Good
Women
evening.
Entrepreneurship Development Program. So today's topic I have earlier discussed about business plan. Today we are discussing about one more new topic, which is intellectual property rights. Ma'am, can I share the screen?
Yeah,
Please
yeah, ma'am.
permit.
You can share, ma'am.
So IPR is the topic for the day, which is intellectual property rights. We'll be discussing about patents, copyrights, and trademarks today. So, before beginning, let me tell you about Mr. X. Mr. X is an entrepreneur, as many of you are budding entrepreneur. That is why you are there in this program. The program's name itself says Women Entrepreneur Development Program. So here is Mr. X. He is an entrepreneur, and he decides to open a company. Now when he decides to open a company, he has decided about the product and services he is going to offer, but he has not yet decided about the name and logo of a company. Mr. X is a admirer of Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple. So he took the inspiration from this Apple logo and the name, and what he did is he, named his company after it. His company name, he kept the company name as Apple with this logo. Now, as soon as he started his company with this logo and name, he got a trademark strike. So after receiving the trademark strike, the court verdict was that Mr. X should immediately change the name and logo of a company. Now, the problem with Mr. X was that he was unaware about intellectual property rights. So today, as I've told you, you're budding entrepreneurs here, everyone, each one of you will be discussing. Be giving you more insight about these intellectual property rights. The topic which we are going to cover in this session is why IPR is important, and rights covered in IPR. I'll be explaining you about trademark, patents, and copyright in today's session. So IPR is a topic which is studied in almost every field, whether you are an engineer, whether you are going to pursue medical, whether you are going to become a lawyer, or whether you are studying commerce. In every field, it is given importance because its scope is spread everywhere in n number of fields. It is spread. So the IPR is studied in each and every field. And moving forward, let me tell you about property. There are two types of property. One is physical property, second is your intellectual property. Now, this property one, the first one is physical property. Physical property here represents your maybe your house, maybe your land, maybe your building, or maybe your jewelry, which you have in a physical form and which you can touch. It is in a tangible form, while intellectual property includes any idea, design, or a manuscript which is in an intangible form. You can't touch it. So intellectual property is in an intangible form, while physical property is tangible property. Both are your property, both are your assets. Just one is in the one in physical property you can touch, you can feel it, while intellectual property you can't touch and feel it. Let us discuss about intellectual property rights, IPR. So IPR, before learning more about IPR, let us learn about intellectual property. Intellectual property is basically any design, idea, or invention or a manuscript which which is developed through human intellect, which a human has developed it, or humans, his it is humans ability to think in a logical way, and that is why he has developed such an idea or design. So maybe intellectual property can be an idea, a design. An idea can be if you are building an app which is which can monitor any disease. So that is an idea. Design is something which is a building design, maybe an invention, maybe a medical invention, or something related to like invention of a light bulb. So something which is which is developed through human intellect is put in the category of intellectual property. So intellectual property, what are intellectual property rights? Intellectual property rights are basically protection. These rights are framed or made to protect your intellectual property. So the protection which is granted to the creators of intellectual property are the IPR rights, intellectual property rights, which includes trademark, copyrights, patents, industrial design rights, and trade secrets. And what all can you protect from these rights are your maybe any word, a symbol. As I've told you, an Apple logo can be protected through IPR. A name can be protected through IPR, or maybe some new idea of yours may be protected through IPR. IPR gives you protection against any of your invention, any of your design, any of your idea which you have made, which you have generated through all your logical thinking. So, moving forward to the history of intellectual property rights. Intellectual property, we have first seen first law of of patent was passed in Venice in 1474, where it was which this law gave a monopoly rights to artisans for their invention. So this intellectual property law started from Venus, and with the beginning of 19th century or until the last 20th century, it become a common it got a place in majority of legal systems. So that was the history of intellectual property. Okay, talking about the aim of intellectual property rights, what are the objectives of granting an IPR? The first one is intellectual property rights give you recognition and financial benefits to the efforts of the creativity. If you have made something through your own efforts, then it gives you financial benefits. You can sell it because you have the monopoly for it. And if you have made it, it gives you recognition. It gives it gives you that financial benefit. The second, it creates competition among the researcher and institutions for quality of research. So the next aim of IPR is when when your intellectual property is being protected from certain rights protects your intellectual property. Researcher among researcher there is a competition who make better. The competitive feeling arises between the researcher, and each one of them tries to make something better from the other. The next is it aims to give you better return on investment from your research. You can protect your rights, protect your ideas, protect your design, and ultimately you are the only one who can sell it in the market, give people to use it, and in exchange you can ask money for it. So it gives you better return on investment. The investment which you did on R&D, research and development, while developing that idea or maybe that design, you will get all the money back if you get it protected. So the next objective of IPR, it enhances the performance level of institutions. The institutions are now more focusing on research and development activities to get some unique design or logo, or get something new invented, so that their institutions or their organization is recognized in the society. The talking about the next objective is society benefits. The society in a long term benefits through these intellectual property, maybe some medicine, or maybe nowadays COVID vaccinations are, the scientists all over the world have made this possible. They have created a vaccine, and this is going to benefit the society. They give prevention against the deadly disease. The next aim is, when your protection or when your IPR ultimately expires. Now this IPR rights have been given for a limited period. Each rights, talking if it is patent right or copyright right, it is given for a limited period, and when the period of protection expires, the invention comes out to the public domain, and the public benefits it through it, and you get these things on a very low cost. Moving forward, we'll talk about the features of intellectual property right. Basically, as I've told you, that intellectual property is in an intangible form, and thus it is in indivisible form. So unlimited people can consume your intellectual whatever you have created. Undivisible people, n number of people can consume it, can use it, and it is not going to be depleted. It is not going to be vanish out easily, like just like your if you have a land, if you divide it into each partner, it is going to be depleted. But on the other hand, if you have intellectual property with you, n number of people can consume it, and it is never going to be vanished. Moving forward, for the next feature of intellectual property right is problem of appropriation, which means that whenever you are going to sell or give your intellectual property right to anybody else, the first buyer may replicate it and may sell it to a lower price. So this is another feature of intellectual property right. The next feature of intellectual property right is intellectual property right gives you protection through laws, and that uh, creators are now encouraged to do creation, because now they feel secure that their creation or anything which they have invented is protected under a law. So this encourages creation, this encourages more of more of research activity, more of developing something new, something innovative. The next feature of your IPR is it gives in economic incentives. It gives incentives to the creator. It just act like a property. The next is your it simulate innovation. It people see each other, innovations happening, and they are now more motivated to create something new.
There is a network issue. Let me check. Please stay with us. She will be resuming just after 20 to 3 minutes. She will be resume just after 5 minutes. Actually, some technical glitches are there. So till now, just you just complete the session, all session quiz. I'm sending it once again. She has told you about patent, trademark, copyright. So it is also very important part if you are going to be entrepreneur, one of the successful entrepreneur. Then obviously it having a major impact on your entrepreneurial journey. So you should be aware about with these term also. That's why we are having a session on this. So patent, trademark, and copyrights. Basically, collectively you can say it, or collectively it is known as intellectual property, as ma'am said, na. So intellectual property, yes, ma'am is there, and generally it just refer to the rights associated with the intangible knowledge or concepts. So I think ma'am is again there. So are you there, ma'am, or am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am, you are there. I can hear you, ma'am. One
Okay,
second, let
ma'am.
me open the slide.
Yes, ma'am. So please start the session from where you just left it. Yes, you are telling
Okay.
various laws.
The laws, okay. So these are certain laws which helps you to protect your intellectual property in India. These laws are your Trade Act, Copyright Act, Patent Act, Design Act, GI Act, Protection Plans and Varieties, Farmers' Rights Act, and Biological Diversity Acts. So these acts are amended, and every with every amendment, there is something new added to these act. Now we'll talk about new intellectual property policy. This intellectual property policy was given in 2016 by our then finance minister, Mr. Arun Jaitley. This policy is in compliance with World Trade Organization and is in agreement with TRIPS, which is trade related aspects of IPRs. It aims to sustain our Prime Minister's vision, which is Make in India. This policy has seven objectives. We'll discuss each objective one by one. So this policy aims in creating awareness in our people. This aims to create awareness among all sections of society. It has made compulsory part of your curriculum in major institutions, and also it aims in establishing a national research institute for IPR. The second objective of this policy is innovation, where as India is growing more of a dependency on foreign, on it is dependent on more of the import part. So now our prime minister want us to make everything, it should be made in India, and he's encouraging youth to create more innovative products. Create it is helping our the government is helping or making a trust or to create an environment where people can think innovatively and they can generate innovation in our country. The next is this objective This policy, the next objective of this policy is it helps to balance structure of legal framework. The laws are now well defined. They are protecting our intellectual property. Our legal system has been made strong. The laws have been made more strict. The next objective of this policy is administration and management. The policy aims to modernize and strengthen the IPR administration, where you can, it has made all digitalized. You can go and file for your to get the your invention or your design registered online on IP India's site. The next objective is commercialization of IPRs. If you are the IPR has given great value. It gives value to the company. Whenever there is a time to evaluate your company's valuation, or if you wanted to sell your business, if your company has IPR, or has any intangible asset with you, your company's valuation increases, as it helps to attract more investors, and investors feel safe to invest in your company. They feel secure that you have such you have intangible asset as your assets, apart from your tangible assets. The next is enforcement and adjudication, which is IPR have if there is any violation against your intangible assets, then IPR gives you strong protection against any violation against your intangible asset or intellectual property. The next is this policy aims in human capital development. It strengthens and expands your human resource. It is more focused on R&D institutions, and it helps to develop skilled experts. It has also established a institution for IPR. So this policy also aims in human capital development. The first in the IPR right is your copyright. Copyright is a right. It's a legal term which is used to describe the rights that creators have over their literary and artistic work. So this right is basically given to author or to the writer of any literary or artistic work. It may be a book, it may be a music, it can be a painting, it can be a computer program or a map or any technical drawing. So you can get this copyrighted. If you have created it, if you have made it, you can get this copyrighted, and in this copyrighted you will be the only user of it, and you can sell it to somebody, you can give rights to somebody, and they can you can make money through selling the right to any person. So the things which are covered or can be protected in copyright are your literary or dramatic work, your musical work, an artistic work, cinematography work, or a sound recording, or any computer generated work. So here is the image of a book which is copyrighted. The sign of copyrighted is seen. You can see here the copyright sign. It is the C enclosed in a circle. This type of image you can see in a book. The term Now talking about the term of registration, copyright is the right is given to you if for a lifetime. If you wanted to have your book copyrighted, you can get it done for a lifetime. And if anybody have misused or made a copy for your book or maybe a painting, then he shall be imprisoned for 6 months to 3 years, or he may be charged for a fine of 20,000 to 2 lakh. So, and the copies, the infringing copies will be seized by the court. This is a example of copyright. Again, you can see on Google, the Google has copyrighted, has copyright his website, and it is written here copyright 2008. And same goes for Yahoo. You can see this on Yahoo as well. Yahoo is again a search engine, and you can find this this written on Yahoo page as well. Moving forward to trademark. Trademark is for any sign, any symbol, any logo. So through trademark you are capable to distinguish the goods or services of one enterprise from other. And you can, in under this Trademark Act 1999, you can trademark. Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Hmm. Okay, I'm sorry. So, okay, I was just checking whether I'm audible or not. So this trademark, through trademark, you are capable to distinguish the goods or services of one enterprise from other under this act, the Trademark Act 1999. And it allows you to get your any word or any logo get registered under this act, and then nobody can use this logo or your word, or use your symbol. So this is word mark example. If the name of your product or service is a text, it's in a text form, then you can get the text only registered under the Trademark Act, just like Nestle did. And you can see there is a R written over here, which is a trademark symbol. um, the word mark is registered as a word mark in the Trademark Act. The next is service marks. Service marks represents the service which a company or a business deals. Just like FedEx, which is a courier delivery service provider, they have registered their name under the trademark. The next are the logos and symbols. We have started from this. This is an Apple logo. A logo is basically a printed or painted figure, design, character, or any letter, word, or a number, or in a number form you can have your logo. So Apple has a registered logo which is used on each of its product. And now you can trademark even the shape of your goods, which is known as trade dress. So if you are you are trademarking your good shape. Suppose this Coca-Cola bottle, the bottle of Coca-Cola is distinguished from other brands because they have trademarked their the shape of the goods, the appearance of the product is trademarked. So Coca-Cola has trademarked this appearance of their bottle shape. Moving forward, you can trademark the series as well, same like McDonald did. The series marks are trademarks which have a common prefix. You can have this prefix trademark. In case of McDonald, he has trademarked MC Mec, which is pronounced as Mec. McDonald have registered as word mark, and they have named their each and every product around this Mac. So we have Mac Veggie, Mac Aloo Tikki Burger, or Mac Chicken. So McDonald has trademarked the Mac, and he has registered this under their name. The term or duration of trademark is around 10 years. If you wanted to renew it, you have to renew it before 6 months from the expiry of your last registration of trademark. So it go the right or the protection is given to you till 10 years. And if you wanted to use it for a longer time, you need to renew it before the expiry dates, and you can renew it within 6 months of your last registration. So, talking about trademark versus registered trademark. So, we have seen two signs. One is TM and the other is R. I'll just show you. This is TM written here, and this is R written here. So, we use two signs of trademark. The one which is in the R form, just like you can see in Manyavar, which means that it is registered trademark. They have already registered it. While on Mohe you see TM, that means it is under registration. The registration process is going on. So this is the difference between these two signs. Both signs are used in context with the trademark. Now you can get buildings, even the buildings can get trademark, which means that no commercial usage of that building, or you can't have used that building or buildings photograph for the commercial purpose. So in India, this hotel at Mumbai, which is Taj Mahal hotel, is trademark. This is the first building in India which is trademark, and you can't use the image of the hotel for any commercial purpose, or maybe in an advertisement you can't use this building, or any kind of selling purpose you can't use this building's image. Now talking about patents. Patents are exclusive right given to the inventor for the product or a process which he has invented. So a patent is an exclusive right which is only given to the inventor. The inventor is the one who invents something, who has done something new, who have created something new, or who have find solution to a problem. So a patent can be a product, can be a process, can be a technical information. So for patenting you need to create something new, need to create something different. It should be an innovation which never exists. And for getting patent done, you need to disclose every information related to the product or process. If you have developed something of, or if if you have developed a product, you need to disclose to the public all the information related to the product. What are the features of the product, how will it benefits the society, or what are the harmful features of the product. So everything should be disclosed in the public domain. Now, there is a huge difference between invention and discovery. So, patent says that there has to be an invention and not discovery. Discovery is can be done for already exist things around us. So discovery is basically recognizing something that already exists. America was discovered by Columbus, or Newton discovers the law of gravity, while invention is something that is created totally in a new way, or some new idea is developed. So this invention needs to be there to get your product to be patented. Just like the example of invention, you can have that light bulb was developed by Thomas Alva Edison, or computer was developed by invented by Charles Babbage. So, or any kind of new invention, new medicine is there, or a dialysis machine is invented. So anything which which you have invented, you have created, which is totally different from anything available right now. So this was the difference between discovery and invention. So time frame for patent goes by you can get your patent granted for 20 years, and it is only valid to the country which awards patent. So you if you have patented something, if in India, it is only for India and not for the other countries. So other people can use that product, can identify the process, or can steal the product. So patent goes only for 20 years, and it's valid only in the country of its award. Patent is granted for an invention or an innovation or any industrial design or a concept. So we have few examples here: dialysis machine, pen with a scanner. So this can be patented because this is a new idea, new invention, new product. So for patent requirements, you should have something new. It should fulfill the principle of novelty should be there. The invention must be new and should not be known to the public. Secondly, the primary requirement for to get your patent done is inventiveness. The invention should not be obvious. It should, it should represent innovation in itself. The third is it should be useful. The patent should have certain application, the product or process should have certain application, and it should be useful for the society and the nation in which it is going to be patented. And the last requirement, the basic requirement, is patentability. The patent, the product which you are going to get it secured through the law, must be patentable under the existing law. Jayashree ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so moving forward, these are certain takeaways from your today's session. Here's the difference between trademark, copyright, and patents. Trademark is just giving you a glimpse of it. Trademark serves for brands, copyright serves for authors, and patent serves for inventors. The purpose behind trademark is it distinguish your product or your services from your competitors. You can get your logo patented, you can get your your logo trademark, your service trademark, or any symbol trademark under your company's name. The purpose of copyright is copyright gives the it protects the original creators right, original creators creative work. The patent's purpose is it's it gives exclusive rights to the to exploit an invention to the inventor, though that person who has invented it. So trademark examples can be your word, logos, slogans, colors, while copyright covers your music, your art, your any book you have written, while patent covers your any new product you have developed, any maybe any process you have made, or any medical devices you have made, any medicine you have made. The inventor is covered under the patent law. The time limit for trademark is indefinite, while copyright it goes from 70 to 170 years or lifetime. The patent right goes from 15 to 20 years. Now you may, Jashi ma'am, you may have the quiz round
Yes,
here.
ma'am. Now again it's quiz time. It's already given in the chat box. So participant, please fill this quiz link again. If you have filled, then no need to fill it again. If you have not filled it, just fill it. So those who having any queries can put up here.
Ma'am, I have a one query.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, is there any law related to intellectual property?
Ma'am, intellectual property laws are there, and in India, these laws are basically concerned with protecting and enforcing the rights of the creators and owners of the invention. So it protects the rights of owners who have created it, and you have different laws for it. You have Patent Act, you have Copyright Act, then you have Geographical Indication Act. In India, we have multiple acts, and through these acts the government is protecting intellectual property.
Okay. What kind of, ma'am, poor man's patent? Is there any poor man's patent?
So this poor man's patent is a phrase. This poor man's patent, earlier what happens, people, if you have created something, other people may copy it because there was no such law. So in earlier days, you may have a big idea, but there was no funds to file a patent, or there is no way to get your this property secured or protected. So what they used to do is they write out the description of whatever invention they have made, and they mailed it to themselves. They mail it to themselves, and there were on that envelope there is a date mentioned of the day of writing that invention. So when you mail it to yourself, the date is there, it becomes official, and then you can avoid disputes in such a manner. So it's just a phrase, it's a myth, but that is why it is named as poor man's patent.
Yes, ma'am. That means whatever you use the things in the enterprise, in the organization, it's all should be different. No, nothing should be copied from anywhere. Nothing should be, churaya hua things.
नहीं
मतलब
होना
you should
चाहिए.
make your own identity in the market.
Yes.
So don't borrow, don't theft anything from the market. Yes, obviously the technology, the thing you just copy it, but in an innovative way, in a newly
Hmm.
बनाया हुआ new kind of thing. So if I'm saying trademark is what, trademark is just a symbol that is designed or phased or denoted for the specific product. So obviously you should choose the trademark for the your enterprise, but in an innovative way, in an new manner. And if I'm talking about the patent, so it is just a property or rights that issued by the government, right, ma'am?
Yes,
Government
ma'am.
issued these kind of patents. Government
Right.
authority
Act. It is under covered through law.
Yes, it is undercovered through the law, and this invention is just for the certain period of time. Na? After that, it is just violate.
No, actually, it depends. The trademark is for an indefinite period, while copyright is for 70 to 170 years, while patent is for 15 to 20 years. You can renew it, and you have to renew it before it gets expired.
Yes, ma'am. So be careful about that. These are the very crucial things that you should be aware very much before starting the entrepreneurial journey. So that's why we are having this session. Those who having any queries, is
Ma'am,
there
I have a
one of
chat
the,
box.
yes, yes. Is there many types of trademark? Trademark. She
Yes,
was
ma'am.
asking about, is there any many types of trademarks? So,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. You have word. You can have word marks. You can have service marks. As I have shown you in my slides, that Nestle has word mark. He has Nestle has the name of their product or service in a text form. So Nestle have registered it under a word mark because their logo is in a text form. Whereas talking about Apple, Apple has a logo. It doesn't
Yes.
have Apple written over any of its products. So they have this logo trademarked. Same goes with Coca-Cola bottle. It has trademarked their bottle or the appearance of their product. So there are 3 4 kinds of trademarks. You can get it done. These are word marks, series marks, symbol marks, and many service marks is there. So these are the types of trademarks.
So you should improvise the things, है ना ma'am? You should manipulate the things if you want to be present in front of the other. So you should manipulate. You
You
should
should be
improvise.
innovative. You should come with certain something new with every time you come with a product, or you are launching something new as a startup. You should have that innovation, something new with you.
Yes. It should be
I have a
some.
question.
Yes,
Yes,
Prati.
please.
Ma'am, is there any law or any other way, specifically in our country, that gets our ideas patented?
So you can patent your ideas, and there is a website of in India's website. I've discussed here intellectual property. There is a whole website, and you can go there, register yourself, and get your ideas patented.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think participants have done their queries. So thank you so much, ma'am, for these informative sessions. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, ma'am.
Welcome, ma'am. So participants, please, if you have not filled this, fill this again. So we have another session on the stress management and negotiation delegations tomorrow on the same time, same platform. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye bye. That's all for the day. Thank you.